Today is March 18th, 2022. I'm at the Dakota Lakes Research Farm near Pierce, South Dakota. I'm standing in a field of alfalfa and orchard grass that we cut for hay during the past year. And what we've done here is we saved those bales until the winter, and now we have fed some of those bales back onto the pasture. So you can see our reasons for doing this here. We've got the cow pies that are visible here, also a little bit of the hay residue that's left behind that wasn't eaten. So all of those nutrients will be staying on this field to feed our soil this coming year. The idea with this rotation is to put a perennial back into rotation. Now this is on irrigated land, and this rotation is now corn, soybean, and wheat, and we'll do those annual crops for about 8 years, and then we'll have 4 years of this perennial. So this is the perennial phase in the rotation before it goes back to an annual. And part of the experiment we did this year is to feed these bales back on half of the field, but the other half of the field, which I'm walking towards now, that other half of the field we did not feed on at all. And so we're going to look at the response between the two. You can see on the grazed side that we had, there's less standing residue. You can see that probably here at this fence line. And so the cows definitely were grazing on that dead forage while they were also eating the hay. Now I'm going to take you across the road to show you another field that's also in this same rotation. Okay, so now I am standing in another field that's part of this same rotation. But this field was in wheat the past year, and now it's after the wheat we had a cover crop. So we grazed, well, we swathed that cover crop around October 1st, and then we grazed it this winter, and we finished grazing that, and now we're taking some of those alfalfa orchard grass bales and spreading them out here. And this is an experiment. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but the reason we're doing that is because by feeding the cows out here, we'll get more of the nutrients from their urine, from their dung, put on this field rather than on the alfalfa field. And part of the thinking behind that is because if you have a lot of nitrogen in the soil, it can make your legumes lazy and they don't fix as much nitrogen. This field that we're in right now, it was wheat, it's going to go to corn. So we'd like to have those extra nutrients, especially that extra nitrogen, go to the corn crop rather than put it back on the alfalfa. So hopefully the alfalfa will end up fixing more nitrogen and will reduce our need for nitrogen on the corn crop over on this field. Like I said, it's an experiment. We don't have the results back yet. Stay tuned, and hopefully we'll be able to tell you what we've learned. I should also point out that the cows are also grazing that corn residue at the same time. So we give them a little bit of corn residue there every day, so they can go back and forth between that corn and over here where we're using a bale processor to spread that hay out all across the whole field.